Okay, I'm recording now. So guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute you guys just so there's no distractions. You're muted. If you feel the spirit move you and you wanna ask a question or say something, just unmute yourself and then mute yourself when you're not talking, just to keep it clear. Here's what we're gonna do tonight. My name's Eric Johnson. I'm the creator of Teamzy and the CEO of the company. We're really excited to be here with you guys tonight. Melanie just asked me how old Teamzy is, or was that you, Gail? Somebody asked me how old Teamzy was, and it's 2 years old, which is amazing because 2 years ago it was an idea. Now we've got 45,000 network marketers using Teamzy and building their business with it. It's awesome. And I just want to let you guys know before I even start, our active users are averaging right now, just so you guys have an idea of what can happen if you use this tool I'm going to show you tonight. Our active users are averaging 21 new customers and 9 new recruits to their team over 90 days, which is pretty awesome, right? And it's not because we have some secret sauce. We're just going to help you guys do what you know you need to be doing consistently. Okay, makes sense? Now, before I jump into showing you Teamzy, first I'm going to take you through a little bit of training on relationship marketing, which is the philosophy Teamzy is based on. Because it's not just a tool to help you do your business, it's actually a way of doing business. And it's a very different philosophy than what most of the network marketing industry teaches. Okay, and a lot of you guys will probably really relate to what I'm saying tonight, because some of the things you've heard or learned, you're like, ooh, that doesn't really feel like me. And that's because traditional network marketing training is not based on relationship. It's based on just digging for interested people and building your team as fast as you can type thing. So I'll show you that as we go. Let me just pop into my presentation. This is what I want to talk to you guys about first. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. That's the second piece of what I want to show you in Teamzy. It's designed to help you work your business with just 1 hour a day, right? So if you're a nursing school student and you're working all day long on that, you have 1 hour a day, you can build a successful business alongside that, for example. Okay, so my backstory is I've been a business consultant and business coach for 15 years, helping people build their business, teaching them the philosophies I'm going to teach you guys. And I stumbled into network marketing myself several years ago because I had used, it was actually Beachbody that I was working with. I used products and had an amazing transformation. I mean, just really got healthy. And people were asking me about it. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I know you guys have similar stories, right? You fall in love with the products, you have amazing results, and people want a little piece of that. So I got into that business kind of on the side. And when I realized what an amazing opportunity it was to build income and build freedom and everything, I knew as a business consultant, I knew what it would take to build a business. It would take focus and it would take a system. And so I started looking for tools that I figured, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's got to be tools, apps, and things like that to help. And I didn't find anything. Well, I did find a few things, but like I mentioned in the beginning, they weren't based on relationship, and they were not easy to use, right? And that was something that I really needed. So we built it. It wasn't there, so we built it. So let me jump back into this. What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing. A lot of people use this term, so I want to kind of give you my definition for it. And that's this, real simply. Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system, okay? That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. I want you to know relationship marketing isn't just we feel good about each other and we hug and we love each other. Loving people is the heart of it, but it is a lead generation system. It is a way to build your business, okay? And I want you guys to have a mindset shift at the beginning of our talk tonight, because your business is not marketing oils. It's not your business. Your business is lead generation. You are in the lead generation business. That's your business. You're initiating interest and inquiry into the products and services of your business. That's what you do every day. Now, for our purposes, what we mean by lead generation when we're talking about relationships is we just want to meet new people. We want to meet new people, which is cool. All right. Here's a principle I want you guys to get down. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. If you go to business school, they'll tell you the duty of a company is to generate profit. As a business owner, your duty is to develop relationships. Okay, now here's the cool thing about relationship marketing. You're in the lead generation business, i.e. you need to meet new people. Why? So you can develop relationships with them. That's it. Guys, that's the secret magic to this business right there. Should we just hang up the call? I've given you everything. Now I got to show you how to do it, right? Okay. What we want to do is we want to turn relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. We turn relationships into advocates, okay? So the traditional approach is, okay, make your list of 100 people or 300 people or however many people you know. And I want you to just call every single one of them, tell them about the business opportunity, and find the people who are interested and run with them. Well, the problem with that approach is all the people who said, no way, you're crazy for doing this or whatever, and some of those people absolutely love you, you throw them over your shoulder like a dead body and move on. Those people will become your advocates with time. If you invest in those relationships, you invest in them, in those people, they will become advocates. They will join your business. They will bring people to your business. Does that make sense? We invest in our people, and I'll show you how we do it. And then when people show some interest, that's when we invite them to the business. So we're constantly cultivating yeses instead of going for no's. With me? Okay. Important principle. And if I keep looking off to the side, that's because that's where your faces are, and I want to look at you guys, so it's kind of strange. I can't look at the green dot. I want to see your faces. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Another way you can say this is, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. Have you guys met jerks in the business? You don't have to admit to it. I know you have. People that are untrustworthy? Yeah. This system has to be, you have to develop trust or it doesn't work for you. But trust makes the work fun. Trust makes the work fun. If somebody trusts you just a little bit, it's so much more fun to work with them, right? Because they're like, what do I need? Melanie and I were just joking about what's in my diffuser. I said, did I pick a good one? She goes, oh yeah, those are good ones. I feel great, right? Because I already trust her. I know she knows what she's talking about. Also, trust takes away the ickiness from the sales process. How many of you guys know that icky is an actual business term? Everyone uses it, might as well be, right? How many of you are just like, I never want to be the icky salesperson in this equation? If you build trust, there's never ickiness, which is cool. And then you get to go for yes, and I already hit this point hard. We get to go for yes instead of going for no's. Okay, so how do you build trust? How do you actually do it? I'm going to give you guys the basics, because really, if you're focused on serving people and building trust, your business is going to grow. So there are 4 essential ingredients to building trust. 4 essential ingredients to building trust. And I'll go through these quickly, and then I'll break them out for you, okay? Because I know some of you guys are taking notes. The first one is chemistry. Chemistry. Second one is character. Character. The third is competence. Competence. And the fourth is consistency. Consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Anybody wondering when I'm going to show you the software? This is good though, because you guys really need to know the heart and soul behind what the tool will do for you. So let's break these out for you. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? All right, and this one's probably the easiest one to grasp, right? We need to figure out what we have in common. And the principle here is really simple. If people don't like you, it's very hard to trust you. Isn't that true? I mean, isn't it hard to trust somebody that you don't like? This is the hardest part about hiring attorneys. Anyone an attorney? That was a joke. No. Actually, our attorneys, I really like them, but they're surfers. I'm in San Diego, right? They can't take themselves too seriously. All right, so what is it about you they can relate to? The most important thing to remember, guys, is that everyone has something in common with you. Everyone does. And if you ask questions and close your mouth and listen, you'll find it. The people that you think you don't like, the ones you blocked on Facebook or whatever, like if you took a minute, you'd find things in common with them. And here's what I have to say to you. Here's the challenge. Can oils help everyone? Yes. And if you believe that, and that's where you're coming from, then you'll take a minute to find the chemistry that you have with people that you may not think you do. Make sense? Okay. Character. Second one is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Okay, so first thing I want you to notice about this definition is that you don't have character. Character is something you do. Okay? Character is not something you have, it's something you do. This is something that we get mixed up on in our society constantly, is we get offended, like, how dare you question my character? Do you know who I am? No, I don't. And have you demonstrated your care for me? No. So why do I know your character? Right? And this is, guys, I'm not trying to give you a hard time on this, but you just got to know, you have to constantly be showing people that you care. You have to constantly be demonstrating. And that's how they'll know your character, by what you do. Okay? And when I say that you're relatable, you guys, we all struggle, right? This journey is a struggle at times. And a lot of times we just present the, hey, I made it. Look, I'm a superstar. Come join my oily nation. People need to know that you're relatable. They need to know that you go through the same things they do. Obviously, you want to stay positive, but just keep in mind, as you're sharing your story, as you're sharing posts, as you're putting things on Facebook or Instagram, ask yourself, does this post demonstrate how much I care about other people, or is it about me? And if it's about me, is it so that they can relate to what I'm going through? Make sense? Okay, so character is the second one. The next is competence. Competence. Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and that you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Can you help me? Do you have enough knowledge about the products that you can help me use them properly? Right? Are you competent in this? And if I fall in love with this business, are you somebody that I feel will be able to mentor me in this business? That's what I mean by competence. Please notice again, competence is something you're demonstrating, is something you're doing, is something you're showing and teaching, right? How many of you guys have ever heard someone say, just fake it till you make it? Right? Everyone says that. Here's the thing I want you guys to know, and this you can take a deep breath and let it out, because with relationship marketing, we don't want to fake anything. Don't fake it. Don't fake it. It doesn't matter if you have no competence yet. If you're brand new, you don't know it yet. You lean into the competence of your team. Lean into the people on your team who are. And you say, you know what, I don't know that much yet. I'm still learning. I'm brand new. Come along with me, because my mentor is amazing. My team is amazing. Our training is unbelievable. They'll mentor us together as we build our business. Let's go do this. Okay? And then as you build your competence and you get more and more competent over time, teach your team to lean into your competence until they get there. Does that make sense? But don't ever ask somebody to fake it. Last thing you want them to do is give the wrong information, right? So don't fake it till you make it. Next time someone says that, just roll their eyes at them and smile. And I know some of you guys are in the South, so you can tell them to bless their heart or something. Oh, that's so sweet that you said that, right? I'm in California, so we just tell them that's lame. All right, so there's a principle here, 3 principles that these first 3 are based on. I just want to throw them out there so you guys understand them. You may have seen them. They probably appear in every major personal growth book, and that's this. When people are going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Now, the reason I throw these up here, guys, write these down if you don't already know them. These are subconscious thoughts. People aren't thinking these out loud. They're just in the back of their minds, but they influence all their decisions. Whenever you get any objection whatsoever, it means that these questions, not all of them are yeses for that person. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean when they say, I don't think oils work, then you go, well, you don't trust me, right? No, it means, hey, you know what? Then no problem. I'm going to educate you some more. And you've got to think about the fact that I need to continue to develop this relationship. I need to continue to invest in this relationship to build the trust. And it's going to take time. Make sense? Another thing, just on a side note, because this is something I go off on these little passion tangents. Sorry, guys, that's going to happen. When you bring in a new member that's business builder into your business, and you had to overcome a lot of objections with them to get them in, you're not done when they signed up. Those objections are right here in these 3 questions. Okay, so you need to focus on that relationship if you want to keep that person in the business. Make sense? You need to go, okay, great, you're in, that's great. Now, and I need to invest in this relationship to build the trust. With me? Because 50% of people quit in the first year, which is not good. So if we spent more time as leaders investing in this relationship, we would see that number shrink a little bit. Number 4 is consistency. Consistency. I could talk about consistency all day long, and to be honest, it's kind of a bummer because it's the hardest thing in life to do, isn't it? So hard. And we know that we need to be consistent in order to be successful. You know, you need to be consistent about exercising if you want to be fit. You have to be consistent about nutrition if you want to be healthy. We have to be consistent with our kids or they turn into unruly monsters, right? Like everything in life, it's like the good happens when we're consistent, the bad happens when we're not, or the bad happens when we are consistently doing something wrong or bad, right? It's challenging. But here's what I want from the standpoint of building trust, you guys, being consistent builds trust like nothing else. Would you guys agree? I mean, if you guys are parents, you know, that's how you build trust with your kids is by being consistent. I'm going to give you guys this principle, which I love. I paraphrased it from one of my favorite books. I'll share it in a second with you. It's this: people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. When other people see you being consistent, building your business, sharing your products, sharing your story, doing all the things that you do, maybe that aren't business related, it draws them to you. It draws them to you, right? It builds trust. It builds that trust draws them to you. They want to be like you. They want some of what you have. They tell you, how many of you have been told, you're an inspiration to me. I watch what you're doing and it inspires me every day. That's not because, well, I'm not saying you're not special. You are special, but I'm not because you are in some way extraordinary compared to them. It's they see that consistency. They respect it and desire it for themselves. It's inspiring. Okay. Here's the book I got it from. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. It's on your screen too in white. Great book. Highly recommend this book as part of your personal development reading list. There's 6 different principles of social persuasion in here. And one of them is consistency. Okay. So let me ask you guys a question. As Zig Ziglar would say, your checkup from the neck up. Are you consistent with your relationships? Because this is where really the trust is built. And what I mean by this is, are you consistent about staying in touch with people? And I know this is where we all struggle the most, mostly because we don't have a system. If you're anything like I was when I started my business, when I was just going through my Facebook Messenger trying to remember who I should message, the consistency definitely wasn't there. But we're good about doing things like posting on social media every day and doing things like that, but not on the one-on-one connections with people, okay? And this is the principle that you guys need to get, which is that people won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. And what do I mean by that is we create this like persona. I'm building this business. It's so awesome. And, you know, it's extra money. It's flexible. It's giving me financial freedom. Come join me. I want you to join my team. We're a family, right? And you guys have cool names for your teams and all this. And they see this. They're watching this, like watching TV. But if they haven't heard from you personally since high school, they don't believe you mean them. They're watching a TV show that's your life. That's why you can do an amazing post and you can get some people to respond to the post, but you wonder why, like, you know, you do a post about a product or a sale or an offering and you'll get a half dozen responses. You're like, that was a great post. But at the same time, you might have 2,000 Facebook friends, right? So the percentage is like what? Don't make me do the math. It's small, right? But how many people do you think saw that post? This is what I'm talking about. They're watching you on TV, but when you start connecting with them one-on-one, they'll believe you're inviting them. Okay. Relationship building, it's a contact sport, which means that you have to be in regular contact with people. You have to be in regular contact with people. But I know your time is scarce. That's why I'm going to show you with Teamzy you can do it in an hour a day, which is going to be so cool. Here's your principle. This is my number 1 principle for the day, most important one I'm going to teach you tonight. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. I'm just going to give you guys a really quick example. Have you guys ever gotten, my mom was an English teacher, so she smacked me right now psychologically for saying gotten. Have you guys ever received a card from somebody you care about? Like a card, I don't know, like for an anniversary or birthday or just because. And in that card was a beautifully written, handwritten message. You guys ever get one like that? And when you get a message like that, it means a lot, right? I mean, it moves you. I don't know if you guys are people like me. Like I get the teary-eyed sensation, the whole thing going. Like my wife calls me baby all the time. I'm just a sensitive guy. But you get an emotional response when you read a note like that. So when you get a card like that, and a really good one, like a really good one, what do you guys do with it after you've read it? Do you chuck it in the trash can? Do you guys have a place where you keep cards like that? Like a drawer or a box, or maybe it's a beautiful box somewhere, a collection of, right? You keep those. Then maybe you'll get a card like this. This is one that I got from my insurance agent. Happy birthday, postcard. Right? You guys ever get these? This is from my insurance agent. And it says, I don't know if you can see it, but it says, it looks like it's handwritten, but it's not. And, you know, thank you for your business opportunity to help your life go right, Eric. Happy birthday. So when you get something like this from your dentist or your insurance, does this go in the special place? This goes right in the trash, right? Why? What's the difference? They both said they were both a card, right? The truth be told, the only reason I have this card still is to make fun of him on these calls, right? But it's not really to make fun of him. The point is, this doesn't really connect to me because why? He didn't invest anything to do it. It took no time, right? And it was no connection. Whereas the note, the handwritten card, represents the investment of their most valuable thing, their time. Undivided attention, because you can't write a heartfelt message and play on Facebook at the same time. What gets undivided attention these days in our society? That's one of the reasons why a handwritten card is so incredibly valuable, especially today more than ever. So that just shows the principle that investing time and connecting with people is the way to deepen relationships. Now, am I saying you need to be writing handwritten cards to people all over your business? No, though you should be doing that as much as you can. Because on a little side note, guys, when you write somebody a card, they will keep it forever. You already told me that's what you guys do. So if I had a separate class, which was learn about this new special marketing collateral that people will never throw away and they will always keep close to their heart, would you guys sign up for that? It's just a note card. Get some beautiful note cards at Marshall's. And those of you guys who are a little bit farther along in your business and you're investing in your business, get some beautiful cards made with your company name on it, with a Young Living representative logo on it, and send them to people. Okay, but that's a little side note. The bottom line is if you send somebody a Facebook message on Facebook or a text message, it's still an investment of time in them. It's not just a post like, hey, anyone interested in this? It's like, boom. No, I'm coming. Gail, how are you? I'm just checking in with you. How are you doing? Okay, and I'm going to show you guys how we can leverage a tool like Facebook Messenger, which, by the way, is my favorite tool right now to use because it has the highest response rate of any form of communication that this world has ever seen. And people always ask me that, like, really? Okay, let me just ask you guys one question on that little note. How many emails did you receive today that you have not read, or maybe you have deleted without reading? How many Facebook messages have you received today that you have deleted without reading or have not opened? Right now, I'm not saying it will always be right now, it's where you should be living because people are there and they'll respond. Okay, let's jump back into this presentation. I think I'm ready to show you Teamzy. Do I have more slides? Hold on, I have like maybe one more. Okay, so if you want to do this, if you want to work relationship marketing the way I've kind of described it to you, you need a system. You got to have a system. You got to have a way to stay in contact with all your relationships, okay? Know when to contact them. You know, without a system, you spend all day planning your power hour. You need to be able to just jump right into it. Know what you're going to say so you don't spend all day trying to figure out your messaging. And make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. How many of us have talked to somebody who's interested and then they decide, you know, I'm not ready right now. And you say, okay, no problem. I'll connect with you a little bit down the road. And then next thing you know, they've signed up under somebody else. Have you guys seen that? It's heartbreaking, but it's not their fault. I mean, you planted the seed and watered it, took care of it, but you just weren't there at harvest. Somebody else was. They fell through the cracks. That's why you need a system so that doesn't happen to you. All right, I'm going to jump out of this. We're going to go into Teamzy. Let me show you this thing. You guys want to see it? Okay, here's my Teamzy dashboard. First things first, if you're not already using Teamzy, how many of you guys are using it already? Anyone? Okay, great. If you're not using Teamzy, you guys need to go get a free trial. You just go to teamzy.com and you click on Start Trial, and you get a free 30-day free trial. Make sure you choose the Young Living version. It's free for 30 days, no credit card, nothing weird. We just want you to use it and love it, okay? So make sure you guys get into the 30-day free trial. And when you start your free trial, there's a setup wizard that makes setting this thing up super easy, and it looks like this. I'll relaunch it. You can launch it from this little cog wheel if you've dismissed it. The setup wizard takes you through the steps, so you really can't mess this up. You can sign up for messenger tips, which is pretty cool. They'll give you a little tips and tricks throughout your 30-day free trial. Now, what we do in the wizard is 3 things. We're going to set your income goal, right? And once you set that income goal, Teamzy will figure out what you need to do every day to hit it. Then we're going to create a powerful why so that you remember why you're here and you can resist the urge to quit, which everyone will get at some point. And we're going to get your contacts into Teamzy so that all your lists are in one place, organized, ready to go. Sound good? I'm just going to go through this really quickly. Some of them I'll spend a little more time on others just because I'll get excited about it. But I just want to kind of give you the basics here. So let's set an income goal. I'm going to pick 150 because that was the goal I was actually working with in my business, 150,000. This is the goal I want. This is the income level I'd like to be at 12 months from now. Now, you may not have such an aggressive goal, especially if you're new, but I was leaving a corporate career and that was my salary. And my wife was like, you need to earn this much. So my goal was to get there quickly. Does that make sense? And so I wanted to get there quickly. So this is an aggressive goal, but I'm going to show you that you could still do this number in 60 minutes a day. How many want that? Yeah. How many of you guys believe you could be incredibly fit a year from now if you exercise every day for a year? You know that's true, right? That's why you should also believe me when I tell you that if you do this every day, you can hit that number in a year. Okay? Here we go. So Teamzy's now crunched the numbers. It says I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next year. That's a pretty good number. How many of you think connecting with almost 4,400 people is a lot? It's a lot. Let me go to the next page because it breaks it down. If you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? Have you guys heard this? One bite at a time, right? One bite at a time. So this breaks it into 3 groups: prospects, customers, members. And then it takes it down to weekly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So it breaks that huge number down for me and gives me a target I can hit on a daily basis, which is this: connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 members on my team each day. Now, if you're brand new and you don't have any members on your team, maybe you make this, you turn it to a 0, you can type over these and you add the 4 over here. You with me? You can change these to whatever you want. Teamzy just gives you their recommendation based on the goal that you set. Now we've got 2 other goals here, which is invites and ads. Okay, so I'm going to explain this as we go, but when we connect with people, which is what these are, our goal is not to sell, it's not to invite them to the business, it's not to recruit them. When we connect with people, our goal is to make their day. Call it the Make Someone's Day mindset. You'll see our hashtag everywhere, Make Someone's Day mindset. Hashtag. Is this how you do it? Hashtag. The idea is just to make their day. We want to just connect with people, make their day, start a conversation with them. Start a conversation with them. And as we're having a conversation with them, our goal is to help them in some way. That's the goal. This is relationship marketing at its core. Start a conversation designed to make their day, find a way to help them. Now, as you're having conversations, you are going to uncover opportunities to help them with your products and with your business opportunity. And those of you who are more experienced at this, at forming and asking questions and leading people towards that conversation, but it's going to be more organic. When people show some interest, that's when we invite. And this is, so the goal here is in this example, we're connecting with 20 people a day, and out of 20, we're inviting 3. With me? So every day we're putting 3 people on our follow. I'll show you how this works. We're putting 3 people on our follow-ups who are interested, and we're inviting them to try some products or to come to an opportunity call or to attend a live event with us, whatever the case may be, right? And then 3 ads. These are new people we're putting on our list every day. Every day we're putting fresh water into our pond. We're finding new people. Maybe they're people that you knew that you just haven't added to the list yet. Maybe they're people you're meeting on social media. Maybe they're people that you're meeting in real life. Okay, but our goal is to add at least 3 people a day. And you can change these to anything you want. Whatever you put in these boxes, when you click continue, your dashboard will be configured to your goal. So nobody's going to have the same Teamzy. Everyone's going to have their own personal goal on their dashboard. Next, finding your why. I'm trying not to spend too much time on this, but I get really passionate about it and I can't help it sometimes. But this is important, you guys. 1 out of every 2 people will quit this business in the first year. And how many of you guys have been in this business for a year or more? Have you seen that that's true with people that you've signed up? Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, but it's the case. People will quit within the first year. And, you know, in most cases, only about 5% of the people who sign up really want to be a builder in this business. But I have talked to leaders who have numbers more like 20 and 25% are builders. What's the difference? What's the difference? Well, a huge difference is this right here, finding your why. Finding your why. This is why it's so important, you guys. And I know you guys have heard this. People said, you need to know your why. You need to have a vision for what you want to do. You got to go deep, right? You got to get those emotions involved. We do everything emotionally and we quit emotionally. And if you don't know why you're in this, then you will quit. Something will happen. I mean, we just had like a natural disaster in every corner of the country, right? It's crazy. Right now, I'm super paranoid. I live on top of a hill and I can see all the mountains here in San Diego. And I'm super paranoid a wildfire is going to break out because it's 102 degrees and we have 20-mile-an-hour Santa Ana winds right now. That's like super, you know, they could just start. Things like that happen, right? People get sick, people die. But even worse than all that, why people quit is because they wake up one morning and they think, I don't really feel like doing it today. I think I'm just going to skip today. You guys ever feel that way? I felt that way about every other day, to be honest with you. I just don't really feel like connecting with people today. Things are going great. Hey, my pipeline's full. I hit my goals for the month already. I don't really feel like connecting with people today. I just don't feel like it. And then, you know, you string a couple days like that together and the next thing you're out the door. Now, if you have a powerful why, it's like, I don't feel like doing it, but you know what? I have to do it. Oh my gosh. It's going to take me 30, 40 minutes to do it. I'm just going to get it over with. I have to do it. It's just a different mindset. So let me take you through this because you guys may have never done this and you may not have kind of understood how to do it. Teamzy has 5 simple questions that you answer to get your mind in a place to start creating your why. Okay? And if you guys are leading your team through this and you want to go deeper, I've got 3 extra questions that you can ask people to really get them in the frame of mind. I'll give you those real quick. I'm going to ask you those real quick. The first question I have for you before I go into these simple 5 ones is, what do you believe in so strongly you'd never compromise it? What do you believe in so strongly you never compromise it? Who or what would you put yourself into harm's way for? Have you guys ever thought about that? Who or what would you put yourself into harm's way for? And then that leads us to the third one, which is there anything that you would die for or anyone you would die for? Sometimes I'll ask people, if you would die for somebody, what will you do to live for them? What would you be willing to do to live for them? Would you be willing to spend 30, 40 minutes a day on your business? Right? When you put it in life or death terms, you guys, the little bit of energy it takes to build your business doesn't seem like that big a deal. So let me take you through this. Why did you become a member? Why did you join the business? Okay, and I'm going to give you my story, my example, just as an example. Obviously, every one of you have your own. I joined the business because I loved the products. People could see the difference in me and were asking me about it. That's why I joined the business. Next question, what do you hope to accomplish? I wanted to just make some extra money. That's all. I had a good career, though I was stagnant in my career, stuck, nowhere else to climb to, just stuck. But so I kind of wanted to make some extra money. Great. Third question, why is that important to you? The specific number that I wanted to make was $500 a month. And the reason why is because I wanted to save $500 a month. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen me do my trainings. I always tell this story, but my job, my career was helping people build their business, specifically real estate and mortgage people. That's who I've worked with the most. And you guys remember what happened to those industries first during the big Great Recession of 2008, 2009. Those industries literally disappeared for like 3 years. And was anyone here a real estate agent back then? Anyone suffered through that? So our business tanked for a while, and it was hard. I lost my job and I had to find a not job in a different industry for less money. And it was a struggle. And I'm sure a lot of you guys struggled through that era too. It was a tough time for a lot of people in this country. A lot of people lost their homes. You know, by God's good grace, we didn't lose our home. We managed to kind of cling by our fingernails through the whole recession. But we stopped saving money. We used our savings and we stopped saving money. I hadn't saved money in 6 years, almost 7 years. And so this business was like, wow, if I can make $500 a month, I could save it, right? Next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? You see how like already I've gone from, it's already getting deeper just in a couple minutes. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? My first thought was, I want to save enough money so we can buy a new house. We had a small house and we have 4 kids now. So it was just like people and toys and dogs on top of each other everywhere. And I thought, man, if we just had a little bit more space. I left my job to build my business. And at the same time, Teamzy started taking off and I had nowhere to go. There were kids everywhere. So just so you guys know the entrepreneurial mindset at that time, I called Costco and I mean Home Depot, and I had them drop one of those sheds that they have out in front of Home Depot in my backyard. And I got a really good Wi-Fi connection. I threw a Macintosh computer out there and I started building my business from the woodshed in the backyard, dripping sweat in the summertime, freezing in the wintertime. And that was how I built my business for the first year. So I was like, if we could save money and buy a new house, that would be amazing. Okay. So now I get to this last question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? And as I thought about this goal to buy a new house, I realized it really wasn't a meaningful goal. It wasn't meaningful. I wasn't helping people. I wasn't changing the world. You know, I wasn't doing, it was kind of shallow and materialistic actually, right? I mean, 50 years ago, people with 4 kids lived in a smaller house than we were already in. I realized this, you guys, it's not that it was the goal wasn't meaningful. It's that it was symbolic. And I hadn't really given it thought. It was in the back of my mind. I wanted a new house because subconsciously I knew the life that my family had wasn't right. So consciously I thought a new house would fix it. But I realized as I thought about this, why is this meaningful? How does it make me feel? It wasn't that the house was small. It was that our life wasn't right. Like I never saw my kids. I was going to work in the morning, kissing them goodbye in their pajamas, coming home from work, tucking them into bed. That was my time with my children. I was working all the time, stressed out all the time, worried about losing my job because I'd already lost it a couple of times due to downturns. And I wasn't getting anywhere. We hadn't saved money in 6 years. I just felt stuck. Anybody relate to that? I mean, that was where I was. I just felt stuck. I wanted to be with my wife more. You know, I wanted to do all these things and I wanted to this wasn't where I thought I would end up. And I realized, you guys, 5 minutes doing this, seriously. Like, yeah, I'll do it. Can I make $500 a month? Great. And I realized, oh my gosh, wait a second. This is an opportunity that allows me to build the life I always wanted. This is the opportunity to get to the next level. I've already gotten to the top of my career, that I'm stuck. This is a new opportunity to get me there. And I realized, you guys, this was it. And then all of this thinking got me to my why, which I'll show you right now. It's the sample in your account. This is the actual why I wrote that day. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was the why. This is the actual why statement I wrote. And within 3 months of writing this is when I left my job and went full-time into the shed and started working on things. Something powerful happens in your mind when you have a statement like this in front of you. And that's why whatever you write in this box right here, when you hit continue, it will publish to your dashboard in Teamzy. Every morning when you do your power hour, it's right there. And I want you guys to do this. Not only do I want you to do your why, and you can update it as you go, you know, but get that first draft in there. I want you to read it out loud every day when you do your power hour. So your subconscious can hear your voice affirming it. So powerful, you guys. So powerful. There's books written on why that works. You can look those up, but otherwise just try it. You'll see the results anyways without knowing. Okay, you with me? So make sure you do that. Make sure your team does that. If you ask somebody, did you do your why in Teamzy, and they say no, that is a red flag that you have somebody who very likely won't be in the business 12 months from now. Once I wrote this, do you think it was easy for me to go, I don't feel like doing it today? Because now it's like, oh, I don't feel like seeing my kids more. I don't feel like having a better life with my family. Really? You know what I mean? I don't feel like not being worried about money. It laser focuses you on what you need to get done. Okay. Last step for setting up is you're gonna get your contacts in. There's a video here that gives you step-by-step for getting your downline list and your customer list from the virtual office, okay? So just a little video and it gives you the steps. Also, you can get your Facebook friends, your whole list of Facebook friends imported in, which is awesome. So you're not going through Messenger trying to do stuff. It's all in Teamzy. Teamzy will tell you who to connect with, okay? And then anywhere else that you have contacts, you import them in. Okay, I've got one more step. After you import, you've got one more step for setting up. Once you've set this up one time, you never have to do it again, and you never have to plan ever. You just turn it on and go every day. I'll show you guys how to crush the power hour in a second. I know I've been talking a lot. I'm giving you guys lots of extra stuff today. I'm just excited to talk to you guys. Okay, so last step is ranking. So after you do an import, you're gonna be dropped on your team pages, which is where the whole list lives, and you'll be in rank mode. And what we wanna do is, you wanna give people a rating from 5 stars to 1 star. You guys know, you do it all the time, right? 5 stars awesome, 1 star's not. This helps us prioritize your relationships. The principle here is this, guys, write this one down. You have to prioritize your relationships if you want to prioritize your time. You have to prioritize your relationships if you want to prioritize your time. In relationship marketing, the best people get the most time. And you don't have to feel guilty about that. The best people get the most time. In our society, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? The turkeys steal all your time and leave nothing for the good people. And what we tend to do as business owners or as customer service people is we say, oh, this person here, Jane, is like my favorite customer. She loves me. She'll be fine. She'll be fine if I neglect her for a minute while I take care of this jerk. Isn't that how it works? And she's like, no, 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 it's fine. Take care of that person. That's not right. This is the thing. It's like, I know you're upset and I'll be right with you, but I just need to spend, but my first priority is Jane. She's my best customer. She gets the most of my time. I will take care of you as soon as I've had coffee with Jane, right? Does that make sense? So what you do is you go through and you do it. Here's what the ranks mean. A 5-star is someone most likely to become a customer or member, or they're an existing customer member that's a rock star, okay? They're gonna show up on your list to connect with every 30 days. A 4-star is somebody that's likely to become a customer or member with a little bit of nurturing, or they're your solid people on your team. They're gonna show up on your list to connect with every 60 days. A 3-star, most people will be a 3-star. And when you do your imports, everyone will default to 3. A 3-star, you don't really know. They could go either way. They're gonna show up every 90 days. Okay, every 90 days, you're gonna connect with those guys. And then 2 stars are getting colder. They're every 120 days. So once you've ranked your list, Teamzy's now gonna give you your power hour list every day based on the priority you set and your income goals. Pretty cool. And then 1-star people are people that are not gonna show up on your dashboard. They're just in Teamzy. You can look them up. They're the people you're just kind of like, I'm not dealing with them regularly. With me? Okay. If you have a huge list and this is overwhelming to you, I have 2 options. One, this is the way I would do it, is I would put on some Frank Sinatra and get an adult beverage, and I would just do it. I would just power through it. And I have the complete recordings, so it could take me hours if I needed to. For those of you who still don't want to do that, what I recommend is just go through your list and cherry pick the 4s and 5s. Just look for the people that you feel good about. Look for the people, oh, Claudia, yeah, she's good. I'm gonna click 4. I wanna be in touch with her more. And just so you get that first kind of cut. And as you're connecting with people, you can always change the ranks. Make sense? Okay. So let's crush a power hour. You guys ready? Here's how we do it. Here's the dashboard for Teamzy. You're gonna come in here each day. I'm just gonna give you a quick tour of it. Down here, this is where we're gonna be working. This is the who's up next. This presents us with the 5 next people we're gonna connect with on each list: prospects, customers, members, and then our follow-ups list, okay? Up here where it says today's activities, these are our daily goals that we set in Setup Wizard. So our goal is to connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 members on our team, invite 3, add 3. So those are kind of our goals. And as we do it, these circles will fill in. okay? If you need to look somebody up that's not on the list, you have this lookup bar. You can search by a piece of their name, email, or phone. You want to add somebody new to your account, you just click this and add them. It's super easy, okay? These dailies are just reminders to do the things you're supposed to be doing. Are you posting on social? Are you doing personal development work? Are you using your products, right? Are you a product of the product? If you're not using these products, nobody's going to want to join you or buy from you, right? Okay. So let's do the power hour. The first person on my list is Jay. We're going to start with prospects. So Jay Lisa Swain is the first person on my list. Now, I'm going to use Facebook. I already told you why. I'm going to use Facebook to message people. But let's say Jay comes up and you're like, who is this? Or maybe what am I going to say to her? I haven't talked to her in 20 years. You guys ever feel that way? So I'm going to go over here to the right and click on scripts. We've got some great, real simple, non-salesy connects. Hey, how come this light's not on? I'm looking really dark. Turn that on. Is that better? I know I'm just this big anyways. Okay. So I'm going to do Facebook. I'm going to just grab this first one, which is my favorite one. It's so simple. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Again, my goal is to start a conversation. Just make her day. Get her to smile. Think about me for a minute. One thing for sure I know is that I'm going to click copy script, copy that to my clipboard, and then I can paste it in Facebook. One thing for sure is even if Jay doesn't respond, she's going to read the message, and she's probably going to go to my Facebook page and explore it. So either way, I've put myself top of mind and my business top of mind in her mind. Make sense? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this message to Jay. Just paste it straight from Teamzy. I got to change the name though because her name's not Jane. Boom, ready to go, right? So now what I want to do is I don't like to type notes, so I'm just going to copy this so I don't have to type a note. I'll just paste it back in Teamzy to record it. So I'm going to hit send. That message is off to Jay. We'll go back to Teamzy. You can log that you sent her a message. I actually paste the whole message in so that I know exactly what I said. That's just the way I do it. And then what type of message? It was a Facebook message. Great. So now when I log this connect, watch what happens to Jay on my list. She's gone. My list has moved up. Now I've got one on the scoreboard. I go to the next person, which is Melanie. I set this up with ringers. Melanie, I'm going to really send you a message right now. Right? You might want to go to their full page so you can see the last messages you sent, which is fine. Okay? I'm going to paste the same message just to be super efficient. See how quick it is? Super quick. Oh, I didn't actually copy that. Super quick until you can't use your trackpad like me. All right. All right, so there it is. You can see I failed to copy it twice. You can change the name here too. There it is, bam. Same thing, Facebook message, connect. I'm gonna just go down my list to each person on my list and send that same message. Now, if I get there and I saw, oh, I sent them that message 3 months ago and they didn't respond, great, I'll just grab a different one. I'll just go back in here and maybe I'll do this one. It's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Hope all's going great. This number 3 is the one I use for people who I don't know who they are. I just saw you cross my Facebook feed, thought I'd say hello, how are you? Hope your day is awesome. They know who you are. If you're friends with them and you're active on social media promoting your business, what you're doing, they're probably watching and they'll be excited to hear from you, which is cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do that until I get all 10 of my goal done on prospects. I'm just gonna go down the list, send these little messages. Just send these little messages to connect. Typically, I would expect about 50% response rate. Okay, so in this example, 10 prospects, we just started 5 actual conversations via Messenger that we're gonna have today. Pretty cool, right? Now I'm gonna jump over to customers and I'm gonna go down the list. Same thing with my customers. I'm gonna connect with them. I can grab some scripts to make it easy. We've got some different customer scripts, right? Some great, I got some scripts here for like when people are signed up for a class, how to talk to them to get them to bring more people and that kind of stuff that you guys can use. How are you enjoying your oils and diffuser? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Right? So these are just some little scripts you can use to stay in touch with your customers. It's so crucial to be in touch with your customers. Guys, I just got to tell you this. And again, I don't have time. I could do a full hour training on this. But one thing is this. If you're in touch with your customers, just even like this, hey, I just seen if I could make your day-to-day. Is there anything I could do for you on a regular basis? Your volume will double and triple. That's the one thing. And if you teach your team to do it, your downline volume doubles and triples. That's good for everybody, right? The second reason why you need to be in touch with people is the best source of a new lead in your business is a current customer. There's no better source. People who are already using these products and loving them are the best source for new distributors and new customers. They're already talking to people about them. So you need to be in touch with them so that you can capture those moments and get them to introduce those people they're talking to you. Make sense? If somebody gives you a few people to introduce you to you, that somebody now needs to become a member on your team. You need to go, hey, we need it. If you've got 4 people you're sending to me, why don't you just sign up as a distributor on my team? Let's sign them up, put them under you. You just got yourself a business. Congratulations. Are you guys with me? Stay in touch with your customers. It's a gold mine. It's so huge. And if somebody ordered from you 5 years ago and never ordered again, yes, they are your customer still. Are you with me? Okay. Next, members. These are your team. And I know that you have people that are builders and people that aren't. How many of you guys, I'm assuming you guys are builders if you're here looking at me tonight. How many of you started as just a customer? Just like the oils. Everyone's hand that I can see is up. Okay, so when you think about your list of members and you go, most of them aren't builders, can you please remember that you weren't either? Okay, so just stay in touch with people. Stay in touch with people. Serve them. Build that relationship with them. You never know. You need to be present if you're going to nurture that seed in those people. And even if they're just customers that are members, it's great to have, you still need to be in touch. So we're going to go to prospects, customers, members. We're going to stay in touch with people. We're going to connect with them. It literally takes, this example of 20 connects will take 30 minutes. With me? And then we're going to hit our follow-ups list. Right now, our follow-ups list is empty. So let me show you how to get people on the follow-ups list. You guys with me still? I know I've been talking a long time. So I'm going to use let's use Melanie as an example. So I sent Melanie a message. How you doing? She's like, great. I'm freezing to death right now. Huddled in my car trying to stay warm because the temperature dropped to 40 degrees. Maybe that's the conversation we're having. I don't know. We're messaging back and forth. How's that oils thing going for you, Eric? Oh my gosh, it's going so great. It's amazing. And maybe I'll tell her a story about how, my health is so much better or whatever. We're going to have a, talk. She's interested. Oh my gosh, I'm so interested in learning more about that. Great. Well, oh my gosh. Well, let me just, it's funny because tonight I'm doing an opportunity call for my team. Do you want to jump on that? Do you have time tonight? Yeah, totally. Great. So now what I want to do is I'm going to show you, as I'm having a conversation with Melanie, and there's an opportunity to invite her to the business, how I do that in Teamzy. So what I'll do is I'll go to this lookup bar at the top of the screen and look her up to bring up her profile. Okay. Open up the connect. And now what I want to do is I want to actually click invite. See that little button right there? Now this is not going to be a normal connect. This is going to track as an invite, and I'm going to select type. So let's call it business opportunity, right? Or maybe I'm inviting her to a class. I don't know. Let's just do business opportunity. Okay. And then I'll put a little note here. And I'll say I sent it via email. So when I'm talking to her, I go, Melanie, I'm going to send you an email right now with a link to jump on the call later on tonight. I hope you'll make it. It'd be great. I'll follow up with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Sound good? She's like, oh, that sounds great, Eric. Super excited. Great. So now I'm sending her this email, and I'm logging it here in Teamzy. Now, one thing you got to do, though, when you send an invite, is you got to set a follow-up. See, the follow-up's on default. She's not going to come back up on my dashboard for 30 days. I need to follow up with her tomorrow. So now I'm going to set a follow-up. Okay, I'm going to click on this, set it for tomorrow. You can set it for any date, but I like these simple ones, tomorrow, 2 days, that type of thing. I'm going to set it for tomorrow. And when I log this, now you can see it's put a follow-up on her record. So now Melanie's actually moved off my prospects list for now, and she's on my follow-ups list. And I'm going to keep her there while I follow up like a pro until she signs up on my team. So let me show you that real quick. So every day you're going through your power hour, connecting with prospects, customers, members, having conversations with people, connecting, deepening the relationship, finding ways to help them. And then in those conversations, you're going to have opportunities to invite them to something, a class, an online event, whatever. And then those you record and put them on your follow-ups list. Make sense? And so let's say I talked to Melanie and she wasn't interested at all in the oils. We just had a nice conversation, caught up for a minute. Great. No problem. I'm going to talk to her again in a month and check in again. And I'm going to continually just stay in touch with her until I have an opportunity to talk to her about the business. Make sense? Okay, so how do we follow up on Melanie to get her to sign up? This is really important, you guys, and I know some of you guys are like, it's bedtime, Eric, but this will be worth it for you. Have you guys heard that the fortunes in the follow-up? You've heard that. And have you guys heard that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? You guys heard that stat? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Let me put it this way. How many of you guys have followed up 3 or 4 times and people have just not even responded? Has that happened to anyone? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens to everybody. And that's because people are not wired to actually make a decision until they've been presented with that opportunity 7 to 10 times. That's just the way the human brain and psychology works. So here's the thing. How many of you guys, knowing that, how many of you guys follow up typically 10 times? Does anyone do that? No way, right? And you guys are like, you're a nut for even suggesting that, Eric. I would never do that. And that goes back to that, I don't want to be the icky salesperson, right? Because we feel like we're bugging people. How many of you guys would feel like 10 times is ridiculous? You'd be such a pest. Yeah. Here's the thing I'm going to teach you. First of all, you do need to do it 10 times. But there is a way to do it without being annoying. And I'm going to teach you that. Okay? Even if you don't use Teamzy, you're going to walk away knowing how to follow up without being annoying. So this is going to be good. But I want you guys to understand this. How many of you guys truly believe that these oils will change somebody's life?
Yes.
You guys believe that in your heart? How many of you believe this business opportunity also could change somebody's life? Okay. Now, if you truly believe that in your heart and your goal is to love on these people and help them, and I'm telling you, the only way to help them is to follow up 10 times. What I'm trying to help you get your head around is this concept. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. And if you feel averse to following up with people, you need to write that on a little sticky note, put it on the corner of your computer screen. Following up is an act of love. Now, not following up, on the flip side, communicates this. I don't care enough about you to follow up with you. I don't care enough about you to help you change your life with these oils, with this opportunity. And I know that's kind of hard, but you guys need to absorb that and understand that that's what's at stake. Now, I'm going to teach you 2 principles to follow up and never be annoying. Okay? Then I'm going to show you that you don't even have to remember those 2 principles because we built it in to Teamzy that way. The first principle is this. When you send a follow-up, never ask them to do something in your follow-up. Hey, Melanie, can you call me back? That's the most annoying voicemail ever, right? Just call me back. You're telling me to call you? Why are you calling me? Don't give me something to do. People hate that. Don't ask them to do something. Don't say, yeah, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you call me? Can you message me back? Can you tell me if you're interested or not? Can you go ahead and buy or what? Buy or get off the fence? I've seen that follow-up and I'm like, really? Don't ask them to do anything in a follow-up, okay? Second thing that you want to do to not be annoying is your follow-up should be sent via message or text, and they should be short enough that they can be read on the lock screen of the phone without opening the message. You guys read messages without opening them on the lock screen of your phone? Yeah, because you're not ready to respond. And so you don't want them to know you even opened it, right? This is the way people are wired these days. Now, here's the thing I'm here to tell you is that people typically won't respond to the first 5 or 6 messages. And it's not because they don't want to respond consciously, because subconsciously they're not going to. And so they will create for themselves a really valid reason why they can't respond right now. Like, I gotta go do that thing that Katie sent me, but right now it looks like the dog just vomited on the baby. So I'll have to do that later, right? You guys are laughing because that's happened, right? Or vice versa. So that's just the way people are. So the cool thing is if you don't ask them to do something and you keep it short and sweet, when they get your message, here's their response. Oh yeah, it's like a smile. Oh yeah, I need to do that. And so every time they get a follow-up from you, it's like a happy moment. It reconnects them to that conversation you had about the opportunity where they were excited. And the reason that follow-ups work is because every time we place that little happy reminder of that great conversation and you're coming across so positive and great with them, that their subconscious is getting ready to make that commitment. They're associating, like, chemically, the emotions, the positivity is associated with your messages to the point where subconsciously they can accept it and they can turn that excitement into action. Let me show you how to do it in Teamzy, guys. It's really easy. Okay. So I'm going to follow up with Melanie. Melanie's phone's going to die. She's going to turn it back on, and she's going to get all these messages from us. It'll be great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to scripts, and I want you guys to know that I already put 10 scripts in Teamzy. So you could literally follow up and teach your team to do this. You could follow up 10 times with a prospect and not even have to think about it, right? You can change a little bit of the text if you want, but here's follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Simple, right? And you see the way it's worded? It's like, hey, I'm just checking in, non-threatening, like I promised I would because I care about you, right? You don't make promises to people you don't care about. What questions do you have for me? It's all about Jane. Just real short and sweet. She'd be like, okay, great. Yeah. So she followed through on our word. I just put a deposit in trust account, right? I told her I'd follow up tomorrow, and I did it. So what I'll do is I'll copy the script. I'll send it to Melanie. Melanie, don't get mad that I'm sending it as Jane, just to save time. Okay. Send it to Melanie. Jump back over to Teamzy. We'll log it. It's a Facebook message. Set the next follow-up for tomorrow again, because I like to do the first 3 days in a row. That's just the way I do it. You can space them out a little more if you want, but the closer I am to that excitement, I want to message them. So I'm going to log that connect. Boom. I set the follow-up for tomorrow, so she's back on my list again tomorrow. Tomorrow when I'm working my follow-ups, I'll find Melanie again. I can look at details or activity to see what I messaged her yesterday. Okay, great. I did the first follow-up. Now I'm going to go back in and get the follow-up number 2. Hey, Jane, just make sure you got my email. I got a little typo there. Checking to see if you have any questions. Great. Number 3 is, I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. Number 4, hi, Jane. Just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Number 5, hi, Jane. I hope you're doing well, right? Because she hasn't responded yet. I'm here when you're ready. And she's getting these going, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. So typically what happens is, this is the one that kind of gets the response from me in my experience. And you get a message that's like this. It's like, oh my gosh, you're so awesome. Thank you for staying in touch with me. I'm so sorry I haven't responded. And then they give you the 5 reasons they told themselves they couldn't respond. Right? The dog threw up on the baby. We blew out on the tire. It's just been nuts. I can't even believe all the things that are happening. I've been so busy. I've been in classes with nursing school. You're my example tonight, Kate, for everything, right? And you're like, oh, no problem. I'm here to help you, but as soon as you're ready, let's go. So you're continuing the conversation, right? You can go all the way through to 10. Let's say we get through 10 follow-ups and Melanie says, Eric, I really like what you're doing, but I'm just not ready to do it right now. Great. No problem. You know what? I'll check in with you. Next time I have a class, if you want to come learn more, we'll check in, or I'll check in and maybe I'll set a follow-up with her at some point in the future. Or I'll just let her go back in the Teamzy flow. She'll be back in 30 days. I'll check in with you next month. No big deal. She can't fall through the cracks. But if Melanie does say, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to buy my distributor kit. I'm ready to go. Here's how we do it. I'm going to look her up. This is how I finish her off in the system. Look her up. Takes me to her thing. Now I'm going to log this sale. Right? A starter kit. Great. I'm going to save that. That way Teamzy just knows that we got some fruit for all of our toil. And then when I might tag what she got, right? So I know what product she's using, what diffuser she got, all of that kind of stuff. That way I can be specific when I ask her questions later. And then what I'm going to do is, see she's still a prospect. I'm going to now move her over to member just by clicking on it, and personally sponsored. Boom. So now I'll continue to work with Melanie, but she will show up on a new tab. She'll be on the members tab instead of the prospects tab. Does that make sense? And if at some point she decides to just be a customer, I can always move her back 1 tab. It's really easy to move people around. But that's how you do it. That's how you start conversations with prospects, how you look for ways to make their day and help them. When the conversation turns to business, invite them, and then follow up like a pro all the way through the process to bring them onto your team. Make sense? And just every day, just connecting, starting new conversations, and following up with the ones you have going. Now, one thing that I just want to clarify, because people get confused on this. If you're talking to somebody and there's no invite, like you just had a conversation, you don't need to set a follow-up. They're just going to come back again on your prospects list later, a month or 2 down the road based on their rank. Make sense? So you're only really setting follow-ups for people you're actually following up on interest with. Okay, do you guys, if you have any questions, just go ahead and unmute and ask them. I'll be happy to answer any. Go ahead,
I have
Meg.
what is the difference? I'm not sure on the customer and the member. Is the member a person that is actually doing the business, or what's the difference in that?
I know that most people sign up as a distributor just to be a customer, right?
Right.
Somebody who bought a distributor kit is who I would call a member, and somebody who just purchased some product would be a customer.
Okay.
Make sense?
So are the scripts the same for the customers and the members?
There's a few scripts in there that are different, but you can use them both. You can use them both ways if you like. And then of course you can put your own scripts in. You can upload your own scripts and have them handy, or just message whatever you like as well. Those are just really there. They're really there to help you, and specifically to help the new people you're bringing onto your team that maybe just don't know what to say. And they'll get stuck in analysis paralysis and not connect with people. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
Does that help?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? Okay, let me give you some action steps really quick.
Hey, Eric, can I bother you for a second? I have an unrelated to Teamzy question. You said you developed this for realtors in a different platform. What's that platform called? My husband's a realtor, so I'm curious for both of us.
Oh, well, you know, I haven't looked at it in years because I haven't touched it, but it's called Referral Maker.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So I can't put my name to it at this point, is all I'm saying. But it was a good practice.
Okay, thank you.
Sure thing. Okay, so let me jump in here and give you guys these action steps really quick. I've got a couple action steps for you. So it's not this one. Next slide. So make sure you get your 30-day free trial started. If you didn't already do it during the call, go do it. Go to teamzy.com, get your 30-day free trial started. Okay? Get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. If you don't have a success partner in your business, pick somebody on your team or sideline person you know who has an equal amount of ambition and drive as you. And say, would you do this with me? Let's do it together for 30 days. Let's give it a try. Here's what I want you to do with that success partner. Hold each other accountable to using the trial. And set your goals up in there and then go do it. And when you complete your goals for the day, you get this little message that says, 100% you crushed it. That's your goal, to get that every day. And then I want you to screenshot that top of your screen where it says you crushed it and send it to your success partner. What will happen is one of you will do it and the other one won't. And then you'll get that screenshot and it'll kind of make you mad. And then you're going to have to go do yours and send it back. And in my experience, when I was doing this, you know, I'm no longer a distributor in any network marketing company just because people freak out that they're worried that I'm going to somehow steal their team. So I don't do that anymore. But when I did, I would hate getting that message because my partner did it in the evening and I didn't do anything that day. And I'd get it like 8 o'clock at night. And guess what I got to do at 8 o'clock at night? I got to go message 20 people. But you know I did it. And I would send her that back at like 10 o'clock at night. I'd send it back to her. The thing about Facebook messages is people are asleep. They're not looking at it. So I'm not worried about it. I send them at 3 in the morning when I get up. Doesn't matter. Okay, so choose a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. And then the last thing I want to give you guys is a 5-day challenge, a 5-day challenge. I want you to go in and in 5 consecutive days, connect with 100 people. That's 20 people a day. I showed you could do that in 30 minutes. But I want you to do it 5 days in a row. This is why. You will be absolutely overwhelmed with conversations. And it's going to be awesome. You're going to feel the momentum in your business like you've never felt before. Just in 5 days. I want you to experience that and do it with your success partner. Or you guys can do it as a team, whatever you want to do. But for 5 days in a row, do it. So you can experience what that's like. And then just know that that's the way your business can be pumping all the time. Does that make sense? My very first month with Teamzy, and guys, I mean, I'm not some superstar. I mean, I had my Facebook friends or whatever, and I was trying to connect with people. And then when I got the very first version of Teamzy, which wasn't beautiful like this, I went through and I started connecting with people. And that very first month, I created 26 new customers who bought what would be the equivalent of a distributor kit. It was unbelievable. I was completely overwhelmed. I was on my phone all day long messaging people, and it was kind of awesome. Okay. So I want you, who's in for the 5-day challenge? You just got to do it. You just got to do it. Okay. You saw each other's hands. That's public accountability. Okay. Let me get out of this. Where's my stop share button? I lost it. I lost control of my Zoom. There it is. Any other questions before we run away? Was this helpful?
Yes.
You guys are either very polite or you liked it because we've been on the call a long time together. Well, I'm glad it was helpful, you guys. Thanks for having me tonight. My wish for you guys is that you will get in there and use it and get awesome results and help a lot of people with it. That'd be great. And please tell your team, tell your friends to try Teamzy also.
Thank you.
Have a great night, you guys. God bless.